Hello, fourth grade. This is Miss Frost here again with your science lesson this week. This week we're going to focus on natural resources, and your learning objective is I can explore natural resources and classify them as renewable or non-renewable resources. So what is a natural resource? Well, I know when I think of the word natural, it makes me think of nature. A natural resource is something found in nature and used by people. So it's something that we need in our everyday lives. There are a lot of different things that we need to survive that come from nature. We all need air to breathe. We need water to drink. We need plants to eat. And those plants need soil in order for them to grow. In order to get these things that we need, we have lots and lots of natural resources. Natural resources are found all over the world. Some examples of natural resources are sunlight, air, water, soil, rock, plants, animals, coal, and oil. There are many different types of natural resources, but these are some of the most common that we see in our everyday lives. Now that we know all about natural resources, let's look at the two different types of natural resources. We have renewable resources and non-renewable resources. The first type is renewable resources. Renewable resources can be produced by nature again and again. So these are resources that are coming from nature, and they're really easy to replace. And they can be replaced in our lifetime. So it's not going to take thousands or millions of years for this to be replaced. Let's look at the example of a plant. I know that when I plant a plant, it starts out as a seedling, and then eventually it will turn into a full plant. For example, a tree. Now with my tree, there's going to be seeds inside this new tree. I can go and plant those seeds, which will become small seedlings, and then will grow and grow and grow into a new tree. Plants are able to be replaced in our lifetime. So let's say I have a garden and I'm planting an orange tree, and I'm going to eat those oranges. Well, I plant my tree, it's going to start out as a seedling and grow into a tree. Once I have my oranges, I'm able to eat my oranges, and I'm also able to get the seeds. I can then plant those seeds to make more orange trees. And these orange trees are going to grow pretty fast. Maybe in one season I'll have an orange tree full of oranges. So they'll be able to be replaced again and again throughout our lifetime. Some examples of renewable resources are plants. This says solar energy, which just means from the sun. So sunlight is a renewable resource. The sun always rises in the morning and sets at night, and that pattern continues. So we always have more sun energy. And water. We can connect this back to the water cycle, where we know that any water that falls to the ground is going to be evaporated up into the sky, and it's going to go through the water cycle over and over again. So we're able to replace that water. Our other type of resources are non-renewable. Now we know renewable can be produced and replaced by nature over and over again. So non-renewable, the non makes me think it's the opposite. Once we use something that's a non-renewable resource, it is gone. And it can't be replaced in our lifetime. Some non-renewable resources will never come back once they're used, and some will take thousands or millions of years. So it's not something that will be useful for us anytime in the future. A common example of a non-renewable resource is coal. Now way below the ground, there are coal mines where there's big areas of coal. And miners will go down and they'll take that coal out from under the ground. Now it's not used as much anymore, but in the past this was really common. And if they burn coal, they're able to create electricity. So it was something that helped us create electricity. But now those coal miners went down into the ground and they took that coal out. Since coal is a non-renewable resource, once that coal was gone, there's no more growing back. It's not growing back like a plant. You can't put coal in the ground and produce more. It's just gone once it's gone. Since coal was used so much in the past, there's a lot less coal in our Earth now. And now scientists are creating new ways to make electricity and energy using renewable resources, things that can be used over and over again. Because renewable resources are so valuable and important in our lives, we can do some things to help save them. You may have heard of the phrase reduce, reuse, recycle before. These are 3 steps that you can take to help save some of our renewable and non-renewable resources. Step number 1 is reduce. That means use less than you normally would. So maybe if you brush your teeth and you normally leave the water on while you brush your teeth, to reduce the amount of water you use would be using less water, so shutting off the faucet while you brush your teeth would be a way to reduce the amount of water you're using. Step number 2 is reuse. So think of some items that you use once and then maybe throw away. Is there a way that you could reuse these items to make them last longer? And step 3 is recycle. You can recycle by taking things to a recycling facility so that they can be made into new items. Usually we recycle things like plastic, glass, paper, and they'll be reused and made into something new. Sometimes you can also recycle your own items. One of my favorite projects to do is to take an old toilet paper roll, and you just need some glue and some bird seed, and you can make it into a bird feeder. So there's lots of different things that you can research in order to recycle some of your own items at home. Now remember, the reason this is useful is because some of our resources are non-renewable. Once they're gone, there's not going to be able to be any more. So remember, natural resources are anything that's found in nature and that we use in our everyday lives. Renewable resources can be produced by nature again and again, and they don't take very long to be reproduced. And non-renewable resources are resources that once they're used, they're gone. Sometimes they're gone forever, or sometimes they're gone for millions and millions of years, and they won't be helpful to us again in our lives. So thanks for coming to our lesson about natural resources. I will see you next week for our next lesson.